Hello guys, there's always lists of most. If we're gonna use the way it made list for most hated video game characters, there are ton of them. Ton of them on the internet. Well, no, on the internet there's tons of most hated video game characters on there. Also, same thing of anime characters. But what about other what about movies? There must be at least one. Oh, the only by WatchMojo.com. Even most hated anime characters have their own lists as well, with anime fans also selling their worst anime characters. But there's no most hated movie characters, and no, we'll not be counting TV show characters. So no, there'll be no Game of Thrones characters on this list at all. And no, I have not seen every single movie franchise on the face of the earth. So the list I made is the list you'll get. If you, of course, if you want to make your own video of the most hated movie characters, go ahead and make one. Tell your opinion about the most hated movie characters. And now we're going into the top 15 most hated movie characters. Down from bad adaptations to this absolutely annoying to this absolute evilness, this list has it all. Number 15. Well, this is getting on to a good start. The Cat in the Hat, the movie. This movie is just terrible, okay? This movie is one of the most atrocious movies ever made. And I had this privilege. I don't want to download the movie. I don't want to download that. I'll delete that later. So I don't want to download. I don't want to download sucks. Well, number 15 is The Cat in the Hat from the Cat in the Hat movie. This movie gave me that most as a kid. Cat in the Hat from the Cat in the Hat movies is just absolutely one of the most annoying characters ever. He isn't funny at the slightest like in the actual books himself. And Dr. Seuss himself would probably be disappointed this character even exists. And this adaptation even exists. So, Cat in the Hat from the Cat in the Hat movie, get the hell out of my house. Okay, this movie's terrible. Number 14, Zine from the Emoji Movie. Oh yes, everybody's least favorite movie, the Emoji Movie. Well, the Emoji Movie is an extremely awful movie about talking emojis, where you can actually buy a stuffed animal of. I could put anybody from the Emoji Movie, but I think the main character is already bad enough. Meh or Zine is easily one of the most boring, bland, unlikable characters in the movie. And that's not saying much, because all the characters in the movie are pretty unlikable. From Smiley to High Five, and basically that's it. These characters are this just absolutely why does the Emoji Movie exist. But he's only at number 14 because he's just annoying like everybody in the movie. So coming at number 14 is Denethor from the Lord of the Rings. Okay, this guy is nothing but a coward. He started a war, but then he just hides away like a coward the whole time in the war. And also he also tried to kill his son in a fire. Why? Why did he do this? Because he's just nothing but a coward. He just runs away like a coward. And but at least he doesn't care about. He started a war for basically no reason, and he's only at number 14 because I haven't seen the War of the Rings in 2 years, so I'll have to rewatch it again. So he'll be much higher once I see War of the Rings again. So number 12. Well, this is another character that is Ghostbusters 2016. All four of the new characters are on the list because they're all extremely unlikable characters. They're really awful replacements for the original cast of the Ghostbusters. These four characters do not work at all, and they're all very boring and generic characters. And the original Ghostbusters had personalities and all that. These four women are just very boring characters that just exist in the Ghostbusters universe, and and also now in the worst Ghostbusters movie as well. Though they're easily one of the worst Ghostbusters characters of all time, but they're not the only woman to make the list. Well, we have two more to talk about weighted down this list. So Marvel characters. Okay, so now we're going to actually bad territory. Okay, Marvel, there's a wild character that could have included from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's the boring ass villain from the For the Dark World. There's the guy from Civil War. That I don't know his name. Who manipulated the guys into fighting each other. The Avengers. And of course, there was the main villain from Thor Ragnarok that could be on the list. But then 2019 came around. We all know what happened in 2019. So, of course, there was an easy choice for this list. Yes, you all saw coming Captain Marvel. No, not Shazam. Shazam's also known as Captain Marvel, but this Captain Marvel. She's easily one of the most boring characters in all of fiction, okay? She is a boring character. For her whole movie, she's basically she's even more boring than Superman. I always call Superman boring, but then Captain Marvel's very boring. And then, of course, there's that deleted scene of Captain Marvel. Well, she literally steals someone's bike for giving. I know it's a homage to Terminator 2, but she basically assaults a man because he asked her to smile. What kind of twisted character is this? And don't get me started on what she does in the comics. She does even worse things in the comics. There's a reason why she only has 15 minutes of screen time in the Endgame. Because, of course, nobody likes her. Number 10. Watso. Well, now we're going from PG-13 to PG, those Z-rated movies. Watso is a bear from Toy Story 3 who is trying to help the toys, but we don't know what he really is. He's a psychopath. He basically tricked the toys and they're basically almost dying. And one of the saddest scenes for Toy Story 3 where the toys are about to all get burned up, well, guess who caused it? Watso, because because his backstory is sad. How is he hated? Well, if you look at the Toy Story on the most annoying Toy Story characters, he's at number 2. Number 2. He's the one who betrayed them. So, and I always hated this guy, even when I was a kid, even when I was younger. I hated this guy. If I ever see him, he deserved to be abandoned, okay? He deserved it. He's just a manipulating prick who. No wonder why his kid probably abandoned him. He's just annoying and he's just a prick. Maybe the kid probably knew what Watson was doing behind his back. And that's basically it. So he's one of the worst characters in all Toy Story. Until the sport came around in Toy Story 4, but I'm not watching that anyway, so he won't be on the list. And even the fans say he is bad. He is nothing but a selfish liar and a tyrant. He has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. So he is just absolutely annoying and just downright evil. A guy who just betrays. Well, I wouldn't want to hug this bout anytime soon. Number 9, another Disney character, Olaf. Easily, I always hated Olaf. He's annoying. Okay, all he does is annoy everybody, okay? There are people who actually like this guy. There's people who actually like this character. And I hate Frozen as in general, okay? And there's two other characters named Olaf. There's another character named Olaf I hate as well, but he only appeared in one movie. Count Olaf from the Women Naked books, but they only made one movie based off those books, so he won't be on this list. But this is the other Olaf that I'm talking about. This guy is just annoying. He's basically the most annoying character in the entire movie. Hopefully, when spring comes around, he'll melt down and nobody has to heal him ever again. Number 6, another kid's character. Number 6 is Chick Hicks. Oh yes, this guy. Remember the movie Cows? Well, this guy appears in Cows 1. And Cows 3, he just constantly makes remarks about how bad Lightning McQueen is and stuff. But in the first movie is where he really signs his worst. Chick Hicks is easily one of the most arrogant characters in all of the Cows franchise. Yes, even more than even more. He's even worse than the villain from Cows 2. What does Chick Hicks do? He is one of McQueen's rivals in the movie. Of course, he's just a rival. Well, he hated that Lightning McQueen always beat him in the race. So of course, as he always does, he resorts to cheating because of course we can't have a movie. He can't possibly win and he can't possibly try to win fair and square. Of course, he wanted to make sure, and of course he's annoying as well. He also tries to force Lightning McQueen out of the race, and then at the end he basically makes the king the blue guy, the blue cow that usually wins lots of races before. And you know what Chick Hicks does? He's the one who caused it. Chick Hicks basically basically caused a car crash so Lightning McQueen can lose so he can get the trophy. And once they found out he did this, he got his award stripped away because, of course, he cheated. Cheaters don't win. Number 7. Well, Jurassic Park has lots of hated characters as well. Ely Mills from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is easily one of the worst movies in the Jurassic Park franchise. He is the one who hired Owen and I forgot the orange hair girl name, but her to go get the Jurassic go rescue the dinosaurs from the island. Oh, that sounds like a good plan. He is also the one who wanted to sell the Indoraptor, even though the guy who made the Indoraptor said he is not for sale. But he insisted that it needed to be sold, and then he started betraying everybody by, of course, doing what a generic villain always does, causing everything to get worse and worse. This character is very forgettable as well, and Ellie Mills also now he was the one, but he didn't. But when the film progresses, of course, Ellie Mills decides to betray them and release the Indoraptor out of its cage. Because of course he had to do that. And of course, at the end of the film, the T-Rex eats him, and he's dead forever. Good thing. And he also wanted to flee away from the island, from the people, no, from the face with the Indominus Rex bone. But of course, the T-Rex eats him because he was also the one who wanted to kill the dinosaurs to make sure they all die. No, I don't think he was the one who wanted to kill the dinosaurs. He's also that's not. He's also the one who killed Rockwood and released and wanted to make the Indoraptor a weapon. Even though it's the modern day, we don't use animals as weapons and as tools of war anymore. We use tanks now. And that's basically it. He's the worst character from Jurassic Park. Number 6. Well, Star Wars has a numerous amount of hated characters. Of course, I can be generic, though Star Wars has a ton of hateable characters. There's, of course, as you all know, Jar Jar Binks. There's, of course, Anakin Skywalker, the Ewoks. There's also Rey from The Force Awakens and Kylo Ren. But, of course, there's a little movie called The Last Jedi. And, of course, we all know where we're going here. We're going to the absolute worst character in all of Star Wars history. Number 6 is Rose Tico. Of course he has to be on the list. What has he done in Star Wars? What has he done? Jar Jar Binks contributed more than she did in Star Wars. She freed a horse. She was in one of the worst scenes in all of Star Wars, the stupid Conceal scene, which had to absolutely nothing. Yes, she has done absolutely nothing, and of course, at the end of the Last Jedi, she ruined the movie. Of course, she attempted to save Finn, and love goes for it. Nobody cares. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. You're one of the worst characters in all of Star Wars. You're just absolutely pointless and useless. Get out of my. The sequel trilogy should have been canceled. Okay. I wonder which bad characters they'll come up with in Episode 9, because there's no likable characters. There's very little likable characters from the sequel trilogy, and she's worse than Star Wars. Well, you wonder why? You wonder how hated she is? Well, there were stores selling her figures for $1 because nobody wanted her figures. She's just absolutely just useless. Hold on, and also L337 came out a close second. L337 sucks as well. Okay, number 5. Godzilla has a lot of some unlikable monsters, but of course there's an easy choice for this. Zilla. Zilla is of course the Godzilla from the American Godzilla that nobody likes. Yes, nobody likes you, Zilla. No one. And you know what the funny thing is? In one of the newer Godzilla movies after the 1998 Godzilla movie came out, well, they brought back Zilla and Godzilla killed him right away because he's that crappy. He's that city of a Godzilla that the real Godzilla killed him right away. And also, he died by freaking missiles. So of course Godzilla killed him right away. That's how weak Zilla is as a character. That he's easily the worst of the Godzilla series, of course. And people say that Baby Godzilla is the worst. Then you gotta realize that Zilla exists. And he's supposed to be Godzilla. He's supposed to be Godzilla. Okay, we're done. Number 4. Scar from the Lion King. Oh yes, there's many reasons to hate. Oh no, okay, the Lion King, not the actual, not the actual Scar you get on your body. The guy from the Lion King. This guy, he's easily one of the worst characters, one of the most hateable characters in all of existence. I won't be surprised on every most hated list, he's at least somewhere on the list. As we all know, Scar was the one who killed Mufasa and took over and basically killed the entire ecosystem, basically making the hyenas the only predators, chasing away all of the herbivores away from the area. He is that terrible to his subjects that he made them all run away and never come back. And made the hyenas basically take over the Pride Lands. Why did he do this? Because he was the one, because Mufasa, his brother, was king, and he never got to become king. So he decided to go kill him and let him die by the wildebeest in the beginning of the movie, and basically made Simba have guilt of saying it was all his fault, even though he was a freaking toddler. You're blaming a toddler on Mufasa's death, even though it was your fault. Okay, Scout. There's a reason why There's a reason why everybody hates you. Okay, there's a reason why you're on the most hated movie characters list of most lists at least. But there are characters even worse than you. Don't forget, you're only number 4. Only number 4. Number 3. Well, number 3 is President Snow from the Hunger Games. Yes, him. What does President Snow do? Well, he's a dictator. That's all he is. He is nothing but a dictator who basically did something. You know what he did? He was the one who started the Hunger Games. What are the Hunger Games? Well, of course, if you have not watched the movies or read the books, the Hunger Games is basically battle like Fortnite. 24 people from all 12 and 2 people from each district. They have to be kids, no adults allowed. Well, 2 kids from each district are forced to fight in a battle royale, and if they don't do, the leaders of the districts will choose for them. So basically, President Snow is basically killing kids for basically his own game, kind of like the gladiators. And basically, he started the Hunger Games, and there were 74 of them as well. The 74 Hunger Games. And he has been president probably for a long time. So he was the one who probably created Panem as a totalitarian police state, similar to the Nazis and Stalinist Russia. He is no better than the Nazis and Stalinist Russia. And he's only slightly higher than Scow because he has been doing this probably for a long time, forcing kids to go kill himself. And then now let's get into actually, and then one of the last Hunger Games, Katniss started a rebellion, even though she didn't know he was starting one, because he was different from all the rest of the contestants from the Hunger Games. And then you know what he decided to do? He decided to put all of the veterans from the Hunger Games who didn't want to fight, mostly retired people and people like who have retired from, mostly people who are in like old age and people who have already fought. Well, he wanted them all to die, and the people didn't want them to die, so they basically tried to kill him, and President Snow died anyways, and he deserved it. He is one of the worst leaders of all time. Number two. Well, have you ever seen the Ice Age movies before? Well, no one from the first three movies made the list. Of course, no one from Crimson Course made the list. You know, there are some annoying characters like the Llama from the movie. Well, there was one character that I've always hated from the Ice Age franchise, and that's Captain Gut. This guy. There's many reasons to hate this guy. He is the guy. He is the pirate captain. Of course he's ugly, and he makes me want to. Ew. He is the pirate from Ice Age 4, and he tried to force Manny and his crew because they were lost at sea to join him, and of course they said no. And of course, Captain Gut basically tried killing them and executing them because he is greedy and he would rather. And of course, they managed to escape with the man-eating and people and the animals left that were separated from the families from the beginning of the movie from the world collapsing from itself, the continents moving and the ice sheet moving. Well, they escape. Captain Gut, what does he do? He chases after them and he wants them dead. And of course, at the end of the film, he basically chases after. He basically kidnaps Ellie and Peaches to force Manny and Sid to go fight him and finally put an end to this guy for once. And he's one of the reasons why I hate pirates so much. He is nothing but a greedy guy who just can't. And you know what? And also he was abusing widowed chipmunks who did absolutely nothing. He was using them as slaves. Well, number one, he did exactly the same thing. Well, there was another trilogy that I have watched over the years called The Planet of the Apes. No, Cobra's not on the list. I hate Cobra, but of course, that was before I saw the third Planet of the Apes movie. The third one. And that is the leader himself. Colonel from Planet of the Apes. War of the Planet of the Apes, more to be exact. Oh, this guy. He's the guy who basically enslaved all the apes. Well, if you have not seen the movie before, there'll be massive spoilers like every other movie on this list. I'm surprised you're still watching this if you don't like spoilers. Well, Colonel Mick Columf, he's the guy who set camp by where the apes live. Of course, once they find him, the colonel's troops tried killing the apes, and of course, he kidnapped most of the apes except for like a few. Of course, a few escaped. And of course, all the apes were put into slave labor, and of course, the colonel wanted to basically starve them to death, that's how communism is. Basically, worked them to death and killed them. Why did he do this? Well, because he thinks that he will save the world by killing all the apes because Cobra decided to betray him. Of course, Cobra could have been on the list, but this guy, he basically treats them. He basically beat them. He treated them like slaves. The apes did basically nothing to him. And because Cobra decided to betray the apes, he's the one who's trying to kill them. And most of the important characters of the first two movies that we all grown to love all died. Even Caesar himself died from the Great Rock away from the camp, from basically starvation, because Colonel McDuff was trying had now defend himself from more military that the apes were basically caught in the crossfire. So the apes basically barely survived this, and now they're basically stuck in the desert, not in the forest place in San Francisco where they wanted to live. So Colonel McDuff, you are the worst movie character ever in the history of movies. Thank God the military came from the mainland and took you out. So that's it for the most hated movie characters. Of course, my list is not perfect, and of course, I hate all these characters a lot, and some of these characters practically equally, or more than others. That's why there's a ranking. And that's the top 15 most hated movie characters, my most hated movie characters of all time. Of course, once I see more movie franchises and I find more characters to hate, I'll probably update this list 3 or 4 years in time, because more movies will be coming out, and there'll be more hateable characters as well.